Sunday Sharpe, do 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 do. Sunday Sharpe, do 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 do. Sunday Sharpe, do 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 do. Ah, hello, hello, hello. Good evening, good Abend, guten Abend, bonsoir, hey, hola, ciao, konnichiwa, and all the others. Greetings. Oh, got some early starters today. How do, Dennis? Yeehaw! Bigfoot fish tanks there. The lovely, lovely Marrett. How are you, my dear? And the suave and sophisticated Mr. Bob Kaler. How are you, sir? And the lovely Lady Diane. How are you, my lady? I hope all are well. I'm having another bad hair day. Well, I'm having a bad hair life, you know. That's just the way it goes. Still kicking and screaming, Marrett. That's good to know. And little Bun Bun. Hello, my dear. Ivy. So how is everyone this week? Apologies for my various absences during the week, but I've had a long week at work, so everyone's headed over from Mikey. Mikey's a good sort. And Greg is here, and Danny Boy just heading out to pick up one of the human fry. Keep me on in the car. Oh dear. Careful you don't cut anything up in the car. Dan, yeah. Steph's here as well. Hello, my dear. All these lovely people. And Scotty Aquati. How you doing, Scott? Not used to all these people turning up early. Oh dear. Bob's going to alert and do a test stream with the Tennessee Fish Mafia for the guest. Yellow's here. Yes, Wookie. Yes, my general nickname. Or Chewy. Or something else that begins with C. Scully's here as well. Howdy do. We've got all the cool kids and the hot ladies here tonight, haven't we? Cool dear. Did get a chance to watch a few videos this week. Don't know if it was a new one, but I did get a chance to watch your Daphne video, Ivy. Very nice indeed. And covered everything that people need to know about Daphne while sounding luscious in the background. And Sky's here as well. Cool deal. We've got everyone. Oh dear. Popular. I'm unused to that, especially after a week at work. So if you saw the title, congratulations, Wild Mary. That's the first piece of news for this week, is that Mary has a job. Yay! I won't go into what it is, as it involves working with children, and it's always best to keep these things kind of private. But yay, Mary has a job. Also, yay, I got kind of a promotion somehow, despite still being in my trial probation period. So I am now the warehouse champion, or champ, or as I call it, chimp or chump. In other words, I was the poor bugger who said, yeah, okay. Whether it works out as more money is another matter. I haven't found that out yet, but we shall see. If it keeps me out of the way of customers a bit more, then I'm not complaining. And it's kind of sensible as well, being that No, there's no forklifts, Bob, so that's a bit of a shame. That's the one thing I'm safe with is forklifts. We've got pump trucks and sack barrows and things like that, but no forklifts. Warehouse isn't actually big enough to need a forklift. Deliveries aren't big enough to need one either. I mean, they're still fairly sizable considering, but Purdy Patty's here as well too. Oh dear. And Bruiser. Cool. We've got everyone. If I've missed you, sorry. Hello. Oh, bless you, Bunny. Well, it's all gone now for 5 minutes. Yeah. Yes, I know. I know how that feels. Um, but yeah, so that's all the good news from work-related stuffs this week. Some good news on fish-related stuffs. That tank ain't going to be empty very long. We got another big spawn of super red bristly noses. They were laid on Friday, so 5 days. So that is Tuesday or Wednesday. We will have a cave full of wrigglers to deal with. Oh, sorry, all the notifications are suddenly deciding to pop up. Come on, is that it for now? Thank you. Yes, so there's those. Yeah, they're living the life, living the dream. Oh, pardon me. But yeah, if Fred and Ginger are gone, that means Spotty's not far behind. I wouldn't be surprised if he's in the cave right now. But we did have some rain earlier in the week, and I think that's what's triggered it. We had, was it? Yeah, it was Wednesday. Was it Wednesday? Yeah, it was Wednesday, a long day. But yes, it thunderstormed and rained most of the day. Well, every time I had to go outside, it did anyway. Let's put it that way. Rained on the way to work. My notification sound says, "What are you doing, Step?" Oh dear. Yeah, rained on the way to work. Got rained on my first break having a ciggy. Rained on my second break having a ciggy. Rained on at lunch having a ciggy. Rained on going home, and then it stopped. Yeah, that's about right. That's day in the life of a Sharpe, really. Yeah, so it was a long week for me. For me, anyway, 30 hours when you're contracted for 16 is a long week. Yeah, so that's good. More fishies, more snails. I'm going to have a good clear out of trumpet snails again soon because they're getting a bit over the top. I think I might have to start employing a shovel to get them out of some of the tanks, to be honest. What else have we done this week? Howdy, Jeremy. How you doing? Yes, today we visited a couple of small local churches. Not a lot of history on them that I could find. I found what I could and waffled about it a bit, and then waffled about some other random stuff that we happened to find while we were there. So that would be both the Morleys, St. Botolph and St. Peter. Oh, Jeremy's pulling carpets, so yeah, rather you than me. And Steph and the Stefflet are going to shuffle about all the tanks. Yeah, that takes a lot of thinking about and planning. Yeah, I wouldn't want to move now. I wouldn't want to move the tanks, to be honest. That'd be bad enough. Yeah, it's all Yeah, we still got air everywhere. That's okay. Thought I'd check now so we don't get any butt crack shots later in the stream. Yeah, if anyone who wasn't here last week, you're lucky you missed me bending over and flashing my butt crack to everybody. Now, at least I didn't twerk it. Yella's only here for the butt crack. Yeah. What have I said? I've got no shame. I'll do most things for money. And yes, as Lady Di says, I got a replay. I'm into that. Yes. Sky wasn't looking. I don't think you could miss it, to be honest. Depending on the size screen anyone who's watching on a big screen TV, I really apologise. At least it's not in super high def 4K or anything, so you couldn't see individual hairs or smears. Yes. Not moving the tanks, it's just moving all the fish around. Oh dear, what's that emoji? Someone giving the finger? Oh dear. Are you being crude, Marit? Are you saying you wish to insert said finger somewhere? Be careful, you probably wouldn't get it back. So Steph is the mutt cichlids are ready for the 75. The mollies are scattered about all over the place, and the pictures are ready for an upgrade as well. But yeah, it sounds a good idea to have a bit of a move about. Oh, it's a thumbs up. I thought it was a middle finger. I've had pictures for sale. Yeah, I wasn't sure it was a thumbs up or a middle finger. My eyesight's not that great at this range. I'd have to get real close and like look over my glasses and things like that. So yeah, we'll avoid that one. Yellow did mean it is a finger. Yeah, exactly. There you go. That's what I always thought it was the middle finger, which is one of the emojis that we do actually need. Or a snap. Yeah, just Evs. What Evs? Sorry, bunny. Yeah, fart a ghost. That's no actual ghost. We certainly felt some presences today when we were out at the churches. Something grabbed hold of the end of my hiking pole, and there was nothing there. I turn and check, and it's just completely short cropped grass. There's nothing there to grab, like a weed or anything, but something grabbed the end of it. So I could find very little historically about the churches and the land, and literally nothing paranormal showed up in any of the Google searches I did. So could just be one of those ones where it's local folklore that people don't talk about because they don't want people to think they're weird. It's like, well, I've got news for you. You're from Norfolk. You're weird. Yeah, someone was grabbing the end of my pole. Yes, my trekking pole. Not that one. There's only one person brave enough to grab the end of that pole. And she was actually with me. So, and thank you very much, Dan. My paranormal investigation tips video, which I put up on Friday. So far, it hasn't upset anyone, but you know, there's time for these things to get around. And then what's the other one this week? Monday was the fish tank update video. So as usual, I get plenty of views. As long as you don't do it too often. Once every few months. But yeah, it's a case of if you do it too often, people get bored. But doing it once in a while is a good thing, I think. And Tava Scotty is here, Mr. Alien World Aquatics and Airsofts. How you doing, Scott? Hi to Paige, aka Giggler. Well, thank you, my lady. Not had any complaints. Oh, you get a reflection, do you? Oh, see, I don't get that. I don't get a reflection in the mirror. It's a good way to see what's behind me, actually. If I look in the mirror, I can see what's behind me. Oh, bless her. Hi, Paige. Mirror is fat phobic. Yeah, well, I mean, I may be fat, but I identify as thin. I'm trans slender. That's going to upset someone. Not as bad as some of the jokes I've heard this week, but I'm listening to a bit of Jim Jeffries, so one of the routines involved taking a friend with muscular dystrophy over to the brothel. Yeah, my head. Oh yes, I can get into your head and read your minds. Just be glad you can't read mine. This is pure filth. Said it as you were typing it. Well, one of us was channeling the other at some point there. It's trans slender. That's what I am. I have the body of a god. Shame it's Buddha. Yeah, that's an ancient joke. Yeah, I ain't got a great mind. Mine's barely average. Half the time it struggles to remember what its own name is. My excuse for that is the brain is like a computer. And it has a certain amount of storage, and when you fill it up, it starts losing things. And yeah, it's been even more interesting lately, having to learn a whole bunch of new stuff at a new job. The amount of stuff I've forgotten randomly. Yeah, but not things I wish I could forget. That stuff stays. But a crack showed up on a Russian porn site. Yeah, probably with the Ukrainian flag on one cheek in red or blue, one cheek in yellow. At least there weren't no star in the middle of it. Ooh, yeah, and no one wants to see that starfish. Not even Mary wants to see that starfish. Dang, that got dark soon, didn't it? All right. So what else have we been up to this week? Really not a lot other than work. Yeah, it's been a bit of a week of go to work, come home, go to bed, get up, nap, go to work. So, you took all your big mirrors away. Yeah. I mean, I literally have a shaving mirror and another mirror in the bathroom, and that's it. I know, Sharpie, why have you got a shaving mirror? You never shave. But it's nice to be able to see if I've actually missed a bit with the garden shears. Hail to the chief. Hail to the chief, baby. Yeah, no, we're not going to get into the Evil Dead quotes. Or is that shaving this mirrors? Yeah, I mean, the other mirror has probably seen more horrors because it is actually an antique. When I say antique, I mean probably a couple of 100 years old, if not 3, judging by the way it's made. And, oh no, lady died, broke a nail. Shock horror. Oh no. Actually, I did as well. Mine was a toenail. Randomly. That's what I get for forgetting to cut them and then wearing steel toe cap shoes all day. Yeah. So I do have a cut on my toe now as well. Where the nail broken, cut my toe, but it's minor problem. Dan needs a new mirror because the current one tells lies. Oh, I told you not to get the one out of the fun house. Oh dear. Did you get the one that makes things look that rather than like that, didn't you? Yeah, you went for the one that makes everything look concave, or convex rather than concave. Yeah, you should have got the other mirror down. One that makes everything look thinner. And if you work out exactly how, because we always stand in roughly the same place, if you work it out, you can draw some hair on it as well. Just put your head in the right place and you got a full head of hair again. Rounder and older, yeah. Well, you had a hard paper round, Dan, that's what it is. It was a long paper round, barefoot uphill in the snow. Have you heard the conspiracy theory? I mean, that wouldn't surprise me if they were slightly concaved to make you look a little thinner. And if they were obvious, then it'd be obvious. But I'm not saying they are. I'm not saying they aren't. It just wouldn't surprise me. You know, fist bumps to the human fry, Danny boy. Good evening, Barbara. Actually caught a stream this week. Didn't go for breakfast because you had a late night. You dirty stop out, you. I don't know what we're going to do with you. Oh, gel nails. Oh no. They weren't even real nails. Even worse, you had to pay for them. Oh dear. I never have that problem. Mine generally, well, fingernails don't break. They just get ludicrously long and then I have to cut them because I can't do anything. No, they were real. Oh, well. Yeah, there you go. Thank you very much, Ivy, for giving me the middle finger. Oh, gel polish. Normally, if there's anything on my fingernails, it's usually acrylic or lacquer paint. Just because I'm me. And when I'm airbrushing something, if I need to hold it while I'm airbrushing it, most sensible people would grab one of the nitrile gloves out of the box by the side of them, put it on and hold the model and airbrush away, and then take the glove off and throw it in the bin and have clean hands. Not a Sharpie. A Sharpie just goes. Oh, my hand's green or black or silver. Mum had very old standing mirror with double sand. Oh yeah, yes, yes, the double-sided mirrors, they can be doorways, gateways. Yeah, yes. So the double-sided ones is usually a good idea to keep one side covered with a blanket or something. And two hearts of bunny because all the love going on. Hearts everywhere. Bunnies blowing kisses. Mwah. Yeah, I'll say mirrors. I don't see anything in mine, but to be fair, I don't look into them very often, and I'm usually not wearing glasses, so I can't see anything anyway. Yeah, good point, Yella. Um, but I'm not worried about seeing my ghosts that are here anyway. Oh, bless my lady. So it's a YouTube chat, and I'm guessing you're probably on your phone and you've got auto carrot on. So yeah, I'm not going to hold people to correct grammar and spellings unless they're hilarious ones. Um, like when we did a school play of Robin Hood, and we spoonerized it to make it amusing. So you had Hobbin Rood, Skillwallet, Jittlon, and Trier. Yeah, it kind of didn't work when we got to Friar Tuck or Maid Marian, to be honest. Oh, yeah, we see the unseen. So it's one of those things. I call it like spidey senses or vibes, or it doesn't sound like spoonerism. Oh no, there are some plenty of places around here that you'd want to spoonerize. Um, One that we might visit at some point to see the church is Saxlingham Nethergate. Now, the old Norfolk joke is it is named after what a farmer said to a farmhand about what to do with sacks. Sacks, Slingham Nethergate. But deeper you look into it, Nethergate, gates of the netherworld. Yeah, there could be something interesting in Saxlingham Nethergate. Um, hey, so along with the Norfolkisms, which would be quite a good video, I think. I might have to do a how to pronounce English. Although I think there are already several videos up on how to pronounce English place names. How to pronounce Norfolk place names would probably be more appropriate. Because they even get them wrong on English TV. I've heard presenters pronounce Tackle Neston and Costasy. No, it's Tackleston and Cossey. Yeah, so I think it's the spidey senses, the vibes thing. I think it's something we've all got to different extents. It's just switching it on, um, listening to that spider sense. It's that feeling that something's watching you, understanding what that feeling is, and then tuning into it and the more you do it, the more you become aware of things that are going on. Probably why I don't tend to jump much at things that happen, is that I'm subconsciously aware that like someone's about to ring the bell, or I know the fire alarm's going to go off, so I'm ready for it, or that thing. No, it's not because I'm the one that set the fire. The cigs are shorter and probably narrower. There's a whole lot less tobacco in one of these. No, don't try keeping up with me. I say, long weeks. I've missed out on quite a few during work hours. Then fairly busy this morning doing chores and stuff because didn't get it done during the week while I was working. And then Mary this afternoon, so I need to get my nicotine levels back up to a normal level. Which is probably getting on for fatal to a non-smoker. Yes, nicotine is a poison, and it has been used as such. House was built in 1904, so it's a new build. No, the cough is hay fever at the moment as well. So we've had some rain, so things started growing and flowering again, which means that hay fever comes back with a vengeance. And I was out and about around dusty old churches again today, so yeah. So I mean, there are at least two houses I've lived in that were around at the time of the Norman invasion, which was 1066. So not far off 1,000 years old, and still standing. Oh, speaking of still standing, as I'm sure probably nobody else is aware, because I'm a weirdo that finds these things, I'm going to stick a name in the comments. Someone who would like. Is it double L? No, I don't think it is. Now, he is the lead guitarist for the Swedish heavy metal group Sabaton, who do all the historical metal. But he's got a YouTube channel where he does covers of various songs. And he did a version of Josh Groban's You Raise Me Up, an entire octave higher than Josh Groban sang it. He's also done The Winner Takes It All, I'm Still Standing by Elton John. Extremely talented and cool guy who deserves some support. I know he's world famous already, but hey, I figured you might know the name, Harry. It's kind of local. Well, yeah, same area of the globe at least. Pardon me, Nordic. Yeah, he's having fun, is what he's doing. Because obviously in Sabaton he doesn't get to really. He's got to play the songs properly, but yeah, he gets to have a bit of fun and show off and have a laugh. There's a whole bunch of other stuff he's done as well, but yeah, very talented person with a ludicrous voice. It's one of those where you look at the band and you go, oh yeah, so the lead singer hasn't actually got the best voice in the band. Okay. Don't ever say the Swedish are local to me. Well, you're all Scandinavians. Yeah, Yes, I'm fully aware that's that's like accusing a Scotsman, a Northern Irishman, or the Welshman of being English. Right. At least it weren't Denmark. Dear. Sorry, Denmark. I don't think there's anyone here from there. You know I'm winding you up, Marriott. Um, how to upset a Norwegian person? Call them Swedish. Or the opposite way around with a Swedish person. Yeah. I mean, I know Lego is like Swedish for play well. I wonder if IKEA is like Swedish for furniture shop. It's from a Swedish band, Milady. Sabaton. Sabaton. Um, if you, yeah, superb band. Who it's generally straight power metal. Um, Christmas Truce, their song might get you crying though, because all their songs, at least last several albums, are all factual, all based on real life historical events in warfare. So you got Bismarck, 40 to 1 about the Polish army, No Bullets Fly about Charlie Brown and Franz Stigler. Oh, what was the name? One about Sergeant York. There's all sorts of them. The Winged Hussars. I thought they were Swedish. I thought Sabaton was Swedish rather than Norwegian. I might be wrong. Refrains from the "you all look the same to me" joke. Had a Finnish friend online who knew him. Not from Finland because I never finish anything on the start. Exactly. I mean, no, you'd expect there to be quite a lot of fish keepers though in Finland. Um, yeah, a fishy country name. There you go. That's a good one. There are plenty of good Finnish bands though. Most of which I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce. Uh, um, yeah, yeah, it's I don't know. The long dark winters, I think, probably have something to do with the amount of musical talent. Yeah, especially that genre. Yes, a lot of metal bands from around there. We'll gloss over the more extreme metal that came out of Norway that involved burning churches and murders and things like that. Um, Here's where we find out that was Marit. She went into the church and it caught fire. Oh, I should have skipped her. Give the Shelleys a bit of food, shall we? As they're all hanging about looking like they want some. And then we can have a look around at some fishies. Would you like to see some fishies? Oh, thank you. Bobby's been a member for 9 months. Wow, that long already? Dang. Yeah. I reckon that's probably what it translates from, my lady. Probably translates as starter of fires or something along those lines. So here we have Hungry Shelley's food floaty floaty, and this is after we got rid of 10 of the adults, so we still have quite a lot of them chuntering about in there, and all the small fry that still stay down by the shells. Oh God. Black neons. They're actually on a couple of them on show. Woohoo! Oh. Bird hiding in the tree stump. We didn't cut the big crypt, we just sort of wrapped it back around the tree stump so it's up out of the way a bit. Oh, look out. Escaped bristlenose. Spotlet. Yeah. Corey's either doing snoozies, as Corey's do. Camera probably won't focus that close. A bit bright. Oh, let's have a look in the cave. Is Spotty in the cave? Can we see in there? I don't see anything happening in there. Wow, thank you very much, Bob. That is definitely most appreciated. A $20 super chat. I'll be careful not to spend it all at once. Oh, there he is. That way. I've got to get more of them at some point. Dwarf neon rainbows. Crazy. That way. And yeah, everyone else is still hiding up again. And then the usual Pleckmageddon. What have we got? Yeah, we got baby Cribblies. Looking very cute, like butter wouldn't melt. Cloudy Plex, slightly less cloudy Plex. Yeah, we've got some long fins in there. On camera, focus. And then snails and limia. So the limia are getting quite sizable now, some of them. Soon be ready for silage. And that's why, because the camera didn't change its focus. But yes, thank you very much again, Bob. Mostly appreciated. Never expected or requested, unless jokingly. But yes, thank you very much. Goes a long way, because we need to buy more algae wafers. Unsurprisingly, we go through those like they're going out of fashion. Yes, thank you. Yeah, they are definitely very pretty rainbows. So yes, I'd like to get more, another male and perhaps 3 females. See if we can get those breeding. I know I'm not going to get much for them, but it would be another species on the list of tick Sharpe has bred. There's live bearers and cichlids I've kind of got sorted, and obviously bristlenoses I've kind of got the hang of. But yeah, I've not bred rainbows. I accidentally bred. Can I say aluminium and garage? Yes, I can. Oh, Marriott, thank you very much, sweetie. You didn't have to do that, you know. Thank you, me dear. Big hugs. You can have a kiss and a hug as well, Bob. Now, can I say them correctly? Aluminium and garage. or garage, as garage comes from the French. Um, Hello, Silver Creek. How are you doing? My garage. Yes, it's a garage. It's a shed with a big door, big whoop. 90% of the time, all it is somewhere to store your rubbish. Sorry, trash. Um, let's be honest, most people who do have a garage, yeah, that's pretty much what they do with it. They just store their old tat in there and they can't actually get the car in there, which is what it's for. So, yeah. I know someone who converted their G-Raj, um, so their indoor car parking bay, they converted into a bedroom. Put up the stud partition wall, drywall, but they didn't actually take the garage door out. Yeah, I'll speak English. You speak American. That's what they say, isn't it? Two countries divided by a common language. Yeah, it is a bit dumb. You know, pay the extra to have a house with somewhere you can safely park your car so that it won't get keyed, broken into, tires slashed, and then you fill it up with all the crud you don't need anymore. Um, and the thing is, you actually get a reduction on your car insurance for keeping it in a garage. Um, and then if your car does get vandalized or broken into in the driveway, and it's found that you haven't been parking it in the garage overnight, yeah, your insurance is suddenly void. Great size extra room. It is, but either use it as that or use it for the intention it was had. No, because I know it's pronounced garage. I'm just having fun. But then you get infamous UK politician Nigel Farage, which is spelt the same as garage. So I pronounce it Farage. Um, and that's the only version of what I call him I can say on YouTube, because he's the that's responsible for Brexit. Still crashing over surprise. You're more than welcome. Sky, more than welcome. Hope you enjoy. Rescaping the 120 now. What's Scully been sending you, Silver Creek? Is it something super purdy and awesome and fishy? Or perhaps shrimpies? Although maybe a 120 might be a bit big for shrimp. Although if I had a 120 and put shrimp in it, God knows how many thousands of shrimp there'd be in there. Actually, I wonder how many plecos I could fit in a 120. Ooh, huge frigging bag of bronze crypt. That one. The Wendetti eye. Yeah, I've got lots of that. When I stripped that tank down from the Camellanus worms, I think I threw away about 5 gallons of crypt out of it. It was kind of ludicrous. It was one of those where, yes, I could have given it away to other fish keepers, or I could have even sold it to LFS, but I wasn't willing to take the risk that it was infected with Camellanus worm eggs. It was bad enough for me being an aquarist and having access to the right people and the right tools to be able to fix the problem, and the willingness to do the work required to fix the problem. But random Joe Q public goes buys a plant, and all of a sudden all his fish are swimming around with little red wormy things coming out their bum holes and then dying. I don't want to be responsible for that. So nothing from that tank got sold for a while. The pleclets did, but they weren't infected. Yeah, I'll say it's always very nice when people do lovely things like that, kind gestures. Much like Bob and Marritt's super chats today. Almost warmed up my cold dead heart. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that if there's someone local that I know, or they're just starting out, and I'll quite happily give them a couple of plants or bristle nose or 100. Can I say controversy or controversy? Depends on the usage of the word as to which way it's pronounced. You have a controversy, but you cause a controversy. Yes. The joys of the English language. A word spelt exactly the same way and you can pronounce it 3 different ways. Hello, Dee Dee, my dear. Now, I mean, I know the answer, but now that could read as Dee Dee's Finden or Dee Dee's effing den. Just saying. Yeah. That's the room with the swings and the straps in it and the cuffs. Not as bad as wound or wound. Yes, wound up a clock and have a bleeding wound. Yeah, they do say that English is one of the hardest languages to learn, which is weird because when you speak English, most of the other ones are damn near impossible. Yes, we know you like a bit of strappage, Marriott. Likes a strapping young lad or strapping a young lad. Yeah, tear and tear. Polish, polish, reading, reading. Oh, the skull sending Dee Dee's bad jokes. Oh dear. Yeah, English language is strange. And then you get the regional variations of, so which Norfolk is really bad for. Advertisement, or just ad, or waste of time and money and broadcasting space or paper. Or, I'll get back to dispatching some male quail. Ooh. Why get rid of the males? Because they don't lay the eggs. That's why. You want the females because they lay the eggs. And quail eggs is where the money's at. Yeah, vicious little buggers too. Yes. I mean, the males are prettier than the females. Don't get me wrong, but vicious little buggers. At least they taste good though, hey? Right, before it does actually get dark and I'm sitting here completely in the shade, let's get the light on, shall we? I'm starting to look like Harvey Two-Face here, aren't I? Oh! That's when you know the house is small, when you can stand up and switch on the kitchen and the dining room light without moving. Yeah, so dispatching livestock, fowl in particular, is not an issue for me. When you say caught in Norwegian, kids laugh. Yes. I'm guessing that means something rather different in Norwegian. Well, that's, of course, then we eat them. Exactly. Well, you don't waste good meat. Yes, when you do the same type of means horny. Well, I'm permanently caught in that case. It's exactly a very tasty little quail. Make a nice sandwich. Oh, I just heard thunder. I thought it'd been clouding over. Yay, thunderstorm on the way, hopefully. Well, I say yay, that would mean my shoulder and ankle ache, but minor problem. Only thing most of you remember from school. Yes. Well, it's like French. Most of us, or most British kids do French in school, and the only words most people remember are the rude ones. Save money on protein at the grocers. Yeah. You can grow your own meat, which I find watching certain videos does. Yes. So you can grow your own veg, your own meat. You've got quail, so you've got your own eggs as well. Yeah. Obviously, it costs money to look after the animals, but or the plants, but what comes out of them is worth more than the cost to look after them, usually. Uh, Spanish, then German and French. Well, that kind of makes sense. There's more Spanish spoken there than French. I mean, our nearest foreign neighbours, as it were, is France. We don't really count learning Gaelic and Welsh. Howdy, Graham. Good to see you, my friend. Hope all is going well with you. Congrats on the new freebie discus, by the way. I hope you enjoy your lovely new saucer fish. Perhaps these ones might do something interesting. It's all right. It's all right. I always wind Graham up about loving discus. You know it's a wind up because I've got his sticker right there. Because I follow Aquarium Adventures, and that was before he had a beard. Right, so I've been following Graham since before he had a beard. He still didn't have any hair, but you know. Yes, we're going to go with the Wookiee noises. king, more like queens of the freshwater aquarium, Graham. You know, drag queens, perhaps. The kings, it's undoubtedly. Bristlenoses, they're the kings of the aquarium. Yeah, they're more Disney princesses than kings. Something that's prone to having a strop at the milk. Oh, got it. I've got it. I got it. Discus are the Karens of the aquarium. Fine until they just decide to have a strop for no apparent reason. Then they want to call the manager and have someone arrested. And then they end up getting arrested. Yeah, no, I'm joking, Graham, but good to see you anyway, sir. Sorry I missed you last night, your live stream, but hadn't been in from work long and was basically yeah, pretty much passed out in the armchair. Bunny's got clouded arches coming. Cool. Yeah, I saw a video of those the other day. I say spitting, shooting, ejecting the water at a cricket. Damn good aim, haven't they? It's amazing what you can do with binocular vision with an eye on either side. Gives you a really good aiming point. Yeah, definitely worth it. You'll love your little archery fisheries, even if you do have to go catch some bugs to feed them or buy crickets. You don't have to do it permanently, but it's good to keep their instincts going. Like anything, it's like when you feed baby brine shrimp, it keeps or any other live food, it keeps the that natural instinct going in the fish, the hunting instinct. Dan's got the human fry picked up and delivered and got a free Subway out of it. Score. Yeah, some fish definitely worth the wait. Did your dreamy fishes turn up yet, Marriott? I know you ordered them. I think one turned up. Well, so I'm waiting, but I don't know what for, or yeah, or whether I can afford it when it does turn up. But you never know. I think I need to buy another breeding rack first, or another fry rack, and get that up and running because I've not been. Oh, bless you. Well, if you time it so I'm not at work, I'll be there on the phone for you, help you on your way. You know that. Keep your mind off of it. Where was I? Yes, I'd need another fry rack before I get what I want. Because it is 3 fish. A female lemon blue eye, bristlenose, a female longfin super white bristlenose, and a male longfin super white bristlenose, or snow white, whichever one you want to call it. Then I probably would have the market cornered in East Anglia for bristlenoses. Red, white, and yellow, and black. Just need the greens and the blues then. Oh, jeez. Can you imagine how many bristlenoses I'd have if I had like 6 breeding pairs? Oh, there's the thunder again. And I've got 2 breeding pairs, and I'm usually over 1,000 of them at a time. If I had 6 breeding pairs, I'd have like 3,000 odd fish at a time. I wouldn't be buying algae wafers, I'd be buying a company that produced them. I know I need a new rack, but there's other things I need to buy first, unfortunately. Things like algae wafers, bike lights, Mary's birthday and Christmas presents, pay the energy bills, um, yeah, all that good stuff. But hey, once I've got the money saved up, yes. Danny Boy's got his rot keel and green Severin, wasn't it? 2 rot keel and a green. They go well with the chopped through fibre optic cable. I mean, to be fair, I don't blame you for that one because that really should have been buried deeper. And if you're going to bury a cable that goes through somebody's garden, bury it deeper than 6 bloody inches, for crying out loud. Because that's one of those where you don't even get a chance. As soon as you put the spade in, it goes through the cable. At least it wasn't electrical though, Dan. You might have had a bit of a launch if that had been a mains cable, covered in some kind of trunking. Yeah, exactly, or at least armoured cable. Because I don't think those cables are going to last very long. I'm not just because you put a spade through yours, but it's a standard piece of cable buried in the ground, not deep enough to avoid frost as well. Especially in Scotland, you get some cold winters, and you got the freezing and the thawing, and the freezing and the thawing, and fibre optic cables expanding and contracting are going to snap. So chances are they're going to have to come out and completely change all the bloody cables they put in that are too shallow, because after a few years they're all going to go ping. Quality. Got over to our station. Wife's taken over the quail processing. Lady tough like a cactus tornado. Bless her. Well, give her a hug from me, Silver Creek. There was some weird English guy sends a hug. Some weird English guy who's killed many thousands more fowl than you and her ever will. Oh boy, yeah, I'm glad I don't do that job anymore. Literally just standing there for 8 hours going, yeah, literally doing that for 8 hours a day minimum. Yes, kind of mind numbing, and not in a good mind numbingly tedious. English guy from Kashyyyk, yes. Yes, the Wookiee. With getting on for a Phil Oakey style haircut from the 80s. It's gone past the musketeer look now. We're getting on for the Phil Oakey now. Won't be much longer and I'll be able to do a Robert Smith, which I won't. Oh, pardon me. If you didn't know, Kashyyyk, the homeworld of the Wookiees. Dan letting out his inner nerd. I think everyone here is a nerd in one way or another. We just happen to all congregate on being fish nerds. Generally, if you're a nerd for one thing, you've got other interests that you get nerdy about as well. So I just happen to change interests fairly regularly. Thankfully, the fish keeping is staying with me, though. I've not lost interest yet. Most other hobbies, after 4 or 5 years, I'm like, can't really be bothered anymore. Like the fishing, I got into that in a big way, and then just got to the point where I wasn't learning anything new and lost interest. I think part of that is the same with the modelling. Got to the point where I wasn't really learning anything new. I was just repeating, as it were. So, okay, the build is slightly different on every kit because they're all different things, and they get different manufacturers do it different ways. But once you've done that and you're onto the painting and the weathering, yeah, you basically end up you're following a set of steps. It's like do this. It's like primer, base coat, mask for camo colors, detail paint wheels and tracks, decals, gloss coat, pin wash, matte coat, other weathering, oils, pastels, pencils, chipping, pigments. You're literally just following a list, and it got to the point where I basically got bored, to be honest, is what happened. I've been like that generally with most hobbies. I'm good for 4 or 5 years, and then I've kind of learnt it, and yeah, just lose interest. Whereas fish keeping, there is so much to learn, and so much more I can still learn, and so much more things to do. You know, different species to keep and breed, and heck, then you can go salty or brackish or you know, dark black water, and mucking about and messing with your pHs to get them low enough for certain species and all that good stuff, which need quite a bit of thinking about because you know it's not like if you're fishing and you try out a new technique or a rig and it doesn't work, you just don't catch any fish. You try something new and different with fish keeping and you get it wrong, at least you don't get any fish because they all die, and that's not what we're doing it for. If all we wanted to do was kill fish, there's a lot easier ways of doing it. So yeah, there's that. What other ones we got? Trying to think what other old hobbies have I had. I mean, at one point I was a hardcore gamer. Got bored of that. The radio control racing that lasted a fair few years, but again, got as far as I was going to get. Learned what there was to learn, and it was like, yeah, done that now. Weirdly, it all stays in there though, which is why I can talk about all sorts of weird, wonderful subjects because I've had passing interest in so much over the years that heck, I've been watching like watch channels, wristwatch, repair and servicing kind of channels lately, and finding that very interesting. Gardening, no, I've done the gardening as well, Dan. That was just too much bloody hard work, to be honest. To take courgettes tomorrow, Kew Gardens. I wouldn't be surprised if I managed to grow something weird and mutant-like, but it would be accidental. Speaking of which, I have noticed I've got a deadly nightshade coming up through the patio now, so we'll have to get rid of that one. One of those plants. No, I'm not. I should have itched my nose with that finger, not the middle one. But yeah, it's one of those rare things in the UK, something that's actually dangerous and can kill you. A close relative of both the potato and the tomato. If you didn't know, potatoes and tomatoes are the same family. They are both nightshades. Only one of them is edible, and it's not tomatoes. Um, Tomatoes need a lot of processing before you can eat them. Usually involves lots of vinegar and sugar and salt and other things to turn them into ketchup. And then they are edible. Actual tomato? No. Oh dear, you're getting adverts, Alison. There should be, there might, well, there probably should be at the start, but during a live stream there shouldn't be any. But hello anyway, my dear. How are you? I'm just in waffle mode at the moment. But yes, what have we got lined up for this week video wise? Trying to think. I think the only fishy, naturey one I've got is actually, unless I record something tomorrow to upload tomorrow, is going through my fishing tackle boxes or my rod fishing tackle boxes. I suppose I could do a pole fishing tackle box, then do one on my rods and poles as well. If you attach a reel to it, it's a rod. If it doesn't have a reel attached to it, the line attaches to the end of it, it's a pole. That is the difference. And if the pole is non-elasticated, it is a whip. And do I still have my 7 meter whip? Don't think so. I think I might have binned that. It was bloody heavy. It was fiberglass. It was from the 1980s, I think. Yeah, I'm all right, thank you, Alison. Just a bit of hay fever giving me grief. Yes, whip. A fishing whip. Basically, these days, just up to a 7 meter length of carbon fibre, which you just tie the line to the end of, basically. Whereas a pole has at least the top section, if not the top two sections, with elastic running through it, which is what replaces the reel with the elastic stretches. Yes, I knew I'd get Marit's attention when I started. Started talking about whips. Yes. Oh, I know what a whip looks like. Got a Scarlet Baddest species profiles uploaded. Need to visit them, mate. Checked it be an hour and a half up. Ooh, on the mobile. Ooh. I find the uploads are fairly quick. But for some reason, like Monday videos process real fast. Then for some reason on a Friday, I'm guessing it's because there's a lot of people uploading videos on Friday. The processing can take it forever. The video I'll upload in about 10 minutes, and then it'll take an hour and a half to process. Ooh, fire in the hole. Ooh, that was a bit warm. What have I eaten that do that? Yeah, no, I'm not had anything spicy lately. Yeah, mind you, that mince I had last night was off, but well, it was out of date. Mobile soup was really bad. Can just about watch streams. It's not great here, but it's the thing when you live outside of the big cities, things like internet aren't as quick. That's probably now top of the list of the city folks that move to the countryside's complaints. We've moved to this place in the middle of nowhere, and the internet is shocking. We can't have all 8 of us watching different movies in high definition without it slowing down. Yeah, no muck, Sherlock. Video's blocky. Well, at least that means means you don't have to see me in HD or 1080p or whatever it's. I think I've got it set for 1080p. Marit's still not killed anyone, so she's getting better. Of course you can ask a Pleco question, Alison. What would you like to ask? If it's about a species I keep, then I may be able to answer it. If it's something I don't keep, then maybe someone else in chat will know. If it's bristlenoses, add water, wood and algae. Job done. It's pretty much as complicated as they get. Oh, and stick all your rocks in before you put the substrate in, because then they won't dig under the rocks and they'll fall over. Yeah. Same with shellies. Put the rocks in before you put the sand, and make sure the rocks all stand and balance on their own, so that when the shellies dig all the sand out, they don't topple over and either crush a shelly or break the glass. Inherited an 8-year-old super red female. Notice the lemon blue-eye male is showing aggression. It's probably not aggression, Alison. Bristlenose breeding isn't gentle. It does involve the male basically trying to chase the female into the chosen cave site. If you remember back to the video when I actually caught, he had a pin by the face. Yeah, that's normal. Unfortunately, that is fairly normal behaviour. Yeah, that's flirting. If you remember in the video when I actually caught Spotty and Bertie doing the naughty, there's Spotty over there. He's got tears and rips and looking like he's been beaten up because she's bigger than him. No, that's what that means is you're going to get some rather interesting looking bristlenoses soon. I'm not entirely sure what would come from a super red and a lemon blue eye. Whether you get reds and yellows, whether you get reds with blue eyes and yellows with brown eyes, or standard. There is always a chance you just get brown. I say just get brown, but they're the ones that are easiest to sell. So there you go. That's how Mrs. DKF courted Dan. It's a Scottish Pleco kind of thing. Yeah. Just literally headbutt you, chuck her over your shoulder and carry you off, Dan. That's what happened, yeah. Gave you a Glaswegian kiss. Well, I mean, I'm guessing Marit's court should be fairly similar to the Vikings. Much rapping and pillaging. Oi, you're a shell dweller, not a headstander. What are you doing? Chase you into the cave and the rest is history. Exactly. Or history fry, indeed. Yeah, that's what's happening. I would more than likely say, Alison, that he's yes. You may well find yourself needing to go back and watch my bristlenose breeding series. But yeah, when you spot the male on the eggs, you've got 5 days to get a breeder box if you want to save them. Or you're going to have, only she's 8 years old, she's fully, yeah, you're going to have hundreds of bristlenoses swimming around in your tank. And trust me, they're a nightmare to catch. I've got a couple in here. The only reason I've only got a couple in there is because Spotty's a good boy, and he just backs. As soon as I put my hand in and start picking the cave up, he just backs out slowly and swims off. I've got at least a dozen in the flex super reds, because Fred doesn't back out the cave slowly and just swim off. He holds on tight. You can't get him out of the cave, and because of that, he traps some underneath him or in his mouth, and then they escape at a later date. Boys, they wouldn't dare try and hurt him in the cave. Yeah, no one's going to hurt an Alison or a Marrett anywhere. Yeah, most of us men know which side our butter's on and which is what's best for our health and long-term survival. In most cases, it's kind of just, yes, dear. Do what we're told. Oh. 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 You all good over there? Yeah. Yeah, lots of snailies. We're going to have another D-snail again, I think, this week. So I've got a sneaky feeling that the snails are probably eating most of the food that goes in for the bristlenoses. So if we get rid of the snails, hopefully the bristlenoses will grow a bit quicker. Lots of high fives from the dominant ladies. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. Alright, someone's bitten me on the leg and it itches like a... Stop scratching Sharpe before you rip a hole in your leg again. Yes, I have a tendency to do that. Anyway, so yes, where were we? This week's video. So it's either going to be a relatively long one going through my fishing tackle boxes unless I shoot something else. It's got to be Edith. And in that case, the male's got to be called Renee. It would work. No, it's not the floof monster. It is something bit me while we were out and about earlier. Floofy boy wouldn't do that. He just gives me head rubs on the legs and nips me on the toes when my feet are in the wrong place. Yes, if my feet are in the wrong place in bed, then I get nips on the toes to move my feet out of the way of where that boy should be sleeping. And I quite happily move my feet to let him sleep there. Reginald or an Arthur. Now, see, Reginald, I think, is a good name for a better. I think betters do well for a proper old name, like a Reginald or an Engelbert. Something a bit old-fashioned and silly. It kind of suits the personality, really, like a grumpy old man. There's Nigel. Yeah. It's your lug now. Yeah, so my first better was Norman, and the second was Engelbert. Two more different betters you couldn't think of. One was a complete softie, and the other one was a psycho attack better. Yeah. Norman was quite happy sharing his tank with shrimp. Thriving shrimp colony in there. Spotty was originally in there. This boy, that gorgeous boy with his mohawk. He originally was in that tank as well. Captain Phileas Smith Smythe Archibald III. That's someone banging a hammer against something next door. Probably doing some DIY. Yeah, that's what's going on. Probably Jim banging the wall with a hammer, either trying to escape or putting up a new picture or something. Oh, pardon me. Psycho Nigel. Not Nigel from the Young Ones then. 7:30 night. Yeah, about right. Better that than 7:30 in the morning. Or like bloody Karen over there. Like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, just as I'm trying to have a nap. Yes, when you finish work at 2, you get home, you feed the fish, have a quick munch, and you go to lay down for a nap, and then you just hear the bang, bang, bang from over the back. And it's 30, 40 degrees, and you have to shut the back door because of the noise, and then you overheat and put some screamo music on. No, I'll just sing. That'll have the same effect. Just sing some Blondie. That'll do the trick. That'll scare everyone away. Probably even put the bristlenoses off of breeding or knocking for help. Oh no, not rave music. No. Can't be doing with that. Not bleep, bleep, dribble, fart, puke music. You don't need to put it on a loop anyway, because it all sounds the same. Pink fluffy unicorns on a loop. Yes, they're in very short supply around here. Dark spiky demons, we can do that. Or Russian tanks, we can got plenty of them, but no pink fluffy unicorns. Have I even got anything pink? Crazy frog on loop. Ding 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 ding. Ding 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 ding. Bam bam. I still don't believe that they actually censored Crazy Frog. The little black bar covering his bits was even more noticeable. Oh, I've been called worse than the demon. Don't worry about it. Oh no, my Windows Defender is fired up and told me it's not found any viruses. Well, that's not really surprising. Literally the only sites this computer goes on are to pay my electric bill, my water bill, and YouTube. Oh, he's drilling next door now, so ding ding. Yes. No. If I was going to do something, I'd just sing Baby Shark. That would annoy most people. Or stick on some Cradle of Filth or Rage Against the Machine. That'd definitely upset Karen. A virus, rare and debilitating strain of man flu, might not have long left. Man flu. Yeah, you have my sympathies. You can stick the coronavirus up your backside, and monkeypox. Nothing is worse than man flu. It's responsible for the deaths of more relationships than anything else. Right up there with religion. Although it has been scientifically proven that man flu is a thing, because a minimum twice the size of female sinus cavities. Oh, Alison's doing some buffering. Yeah. It's always your days off, because your days off tend to come just as you're getting run down, and you're like, and then you're more susceptible to being ill. Has John paid the internet bill? Why, yes, I have paid the internet bill. My internet bill is ludicrously cheap. Because, and keep this quiet. No one looking, no one listening? No, right. I'm on a business account. Better get some more Plex sold. Yes, that's planned for not this weekend, probably the weekend after. That'll be more out of the bottom tank. Possibly some super reds. They're not really quite big enough yet. So yeah, mostly just be commons. Maybe some limia, some snails, possibly some shrimps as well. I don't think the criblets are quite big enough yet. Yeah, they're only about a ½ inch, so I had to let the criblets grow out a bit more as well. PlusNet will do you proud, right? Yeah. This is one of the things I don't get about internet, because all the internet companies are all using BT's lines, British Telecom, or OpenReach as it is now, because OpenReach can. All the phone lines are run by OpenReach. BT is the actual phone. So yeah, everyone's using OpenReach BT lines, and yet they'll quite happily tell you that you can get this speed, and no, you can't, because the BT one is not that high. So no, no, you're not going to produce me a higher speed than the network is capable of. I mean, I'm fiber optic up to about 20 feet from my front door at the moment, and I'm 50-60 meg, and I'm literally a stone's throw from the exchange as well. You'd rather have PlusNet than TalkTalk. Yeah, nobody I've ever known who's had TalkTalk has had anything good to say about them. The routers are shocking. The service is shocking. Yeah. I say yeah. So I'm with BT and EE because it's all the same company now. Because I had an EE business account for my phone for some reason, for my mobile, I then automatically qualified for BT business. Rather have TalkTalk than a lavender bush. So if you'd have said, you know, I'd have sent you one of my lavenders, but you'd have needed to dig a bloody big hole, because my lavenders have been there for about 8 years. I chop them back every year, but they grow about that much every year as well. So yeah, customer service is CAC. So I mean, BT is generally more expensive, but I've never had an issue with them. Yeah, we found a cable worm, the rare and endangered species of fiber optic cable worm. Very susceptible to spades. There you go, Dan. You should have used a fork. But hey, at least this time you didn't set light to anything indoors. And I was thinking, I'm sure you can splice a fiber optic cable, and that's probably all they'll do is come in and splice it. They're not going to replace the cable. So you're getting pretty close to them actually turning up to fix it now. So Yeah, it might be worth having a look on Amazon for a fibre optic splicing kit. It'd probably only be a few pounds. It can't really be that difficult to do, even if it's just a bodge until they come and fix it. Um, and I can't, I can't see it taking them more than about 5 or 10 minutes because they're not going to replace the whole cable. But if they do turn up and say, "Oh, we're going to replace the whole cable," then it might behoove you to take a trip to B&Q or Screwfix and get yourself some trunking. And when they go to put there's no electricity in it, Alison, he's safe. And when they go to lay the new cable down, you go, hold on a minute, stick it through this. Diddy's been lurking, got a rescape, the rescape from 3 a.m. Guess I liked it better when I sleep deprived. Yes. Escaping at 3 in the morning is probably not the best idea. What I find works well though is you just let the plants go nuts and then you can't see the escape anyway. Yeah, you can't get a shock or set yourself on fire. I mean, even the phone line is only running at 5 volts, so you're not going to hurt yourself. I mean, even if you literally, if you put the phone line, you barely feel a thing. Don't do that at home, kids. Don't try that. Don't do it just in case. But in my experience, but then I'm the person that goes, "Oh yeah, that one's live on mains electric." Yeah, I'm that person that changes light fittings without turning the electric off. Say you need to be able to see to change your light fitting, right? And if you can't turn another light on to see what you do, see what you're doing, you're screwed. Also cut off the gas for the whole neighbourhood building a fence once. Oh dear. Did you by any chance put something through a gas main? Going to start about 7:30 with fish farm auction. Couldn't pull away, and there was some cool stuff. Oh dear. Yeah, as long as you didn't do it in the winter in Scotland, you're okay, Dan. Yeah, that's one of the good things about not being in the States when things like the big auctions or shows or whatever are on. Yeah, it's not a problem for us because we just can't get them. Um, Hello, Debbie. I mean, to be fair, I'd think twice about ordering fish from the other side of the UK. Had to buy the neighbours' takeaway and apologise lots. Oh dear. Yeah, sorry. As long as you weren't smoking at the time. I mean, that was actually one of the things I looked at when I bought my house. Make sure it doesn't have gas. I know people go, "What? No, no gas." Yeah. When you've got no sense of smell and you don't smoke, you've got no chance of smelling a gas leak. And if it's been leaking overnight or for a while, and you light up a cigarette first thing you wake up in the morning, there's a loud boom. It wakes up the entire neighbourhood. And as I know I've forgotten to turn off ovens and grills and things, yeah, I've got plenty of gas anyway. Exactly. Um, yeah, I mean, I've got a history of not of like forgetting to turn off an oven or an electric grill or something like that. So yeah, if I did that with gas, I'd kill myself. um, Although the way things are going, it's going to be cheaper to buy a camping gas stove and use that to cook food than actually use an actual cooker that plugs into the mains. The way energy prices are going, it's going to be cheaper to buy camping gas canisters than it is, or paraffin, actually cook on an old paraffin stove. If anyone's actually old enough to remember paraffin stoves or paraffin heaters. Dee Dee, she got a picture framed on the wall. But I've got a picture of Dee Dee framed on the wall. It's right above my bed. Oh. Yeah. Oh, can you imagine like a close of just UK fish keepers and fish tubers? I got the first gas range. I was scared to death it was going to blow us up. Yeah, it is. As I said, you've got the advantage that you can smell the gas. I can't. So I would have no idea there was a gas leak. I've always been a mess, Dee Dee. Especially when I'm laying back looking up at the picture on the ceiling. So it also goes over the back hedge. No, it'd be cool. I wonder if I could make fuel out of pleco poop. Yeah, probably. Yeah. When I go, yeah, sorry, I can't sell you any more plecos because I'm actually selling the poop now for more money. Jeez, that'd be hilarious, wouldn't it? I wouldn't be at all surprised if at some point the actual back garden, the actual soil level starts raising up from the pleco poop on it. Oh, yeah. Pleco poop grows stuff. It does. It's especially good at growing pleco food, which is a great little circle. Bag it, we pay good money for chicken and cow poop. Oh, definitely, yeah. Yeah. Although whether I'd be able to get enough for a farmer to spray over his crops, cover the fields with, and I'm not sure that probably smell too good on a warm day. Apparently the pig muck does honk a bit, but it tends to be pig they use around here rather than chicken or cow. There's apparently pig sprays better, pig poop. Yeah, not that I'd know. Or horse. Yeah. Well, they use anything. But there's a lot of pig farms around here, so there's plenty of pig poop to go around. And they probably don't pay for it. It's probably like, well, I grow crops, so I'll give you some crop and you give me the poop and job done. Pleco poop wrap. Yeah. Have you seen that site where you can send poop anonymously to someone? Sharpe shit. Perfect for golden bars and gold knights. No, I've not seen it, Alison, but that does sound interesting. Although if someone had annoyed me enough for me to want to send them a poop, yeah, I would just find out their address and send it myself. Yeah, I'd make sure I had a really spicy meal a couple of days beforehand as well. Yeah, some Reaper and Ghost chili in there. Yeah, the kind of one where after two mouthfuls your face goes numb. There's that much that much heat in it. No, there's all sorts of weird things like that. And there's places you can go to literally send someone a glitter bomb as well. Or and there's also people on, I think it's on Etsy, who do like weird taxidermy. So like front half of a mouse, back half of a chicken, baby chick or something like that, or a rat with a pencil sharpener in its backside. Uh, those kind of things. Spread poop over the crime scene. Oh yeah. The amount of pleco poop I produce on a weekly basis. I mean, I can guarantee all those filters will be full. Well, I know the ones in there are, because I'd say pop a couple of the sponges out of one of them because the water was coming straight out the top like a jet. Um, One of those ones where you wake up in the morning, you hear running water, and you're like, "Uh-oh," and then you realise it's just one of the pleco filters has got clogged up again. Yes. Yes, they all clag up every week, usually within 4 or 5 days, which is why they're usually cloudy by Sunday, because the actual chunky filters, like the U1s, are all full. Just in case anyone's wondering, do not want a piece of poop for Christmas. Oh, Marit's running for the bathroom. She's going to wet herself again. Oh dear. I mean, yeah, I'm going to avoid that joke about making ladies' knickers wet. Because that's not the way most men, let's be honest, want to do it. Um, Roll up your sleeves. Yeah, yeah, you definitely got to roll them up, Dee Dee, because you're little armies. And the only tank I actually had to remotely roll the sleeve up for is that one, and that's only for the first bucket. Once I've taken a bucket of water out of it, I don't need to roll the sleeve up because my arms are long enough to reach the bottom without getting my sleeves wet. Fox poop would be the worst. Apparently so. Fox sprain apparently stinks to high heaven. And we found plenty of that today, actually, wandering around. I think I actually filmed some of it. Oh, pardon me. Um, yes. Fox spraints right next to rabbit spraint, which means there's been a dead rabbit somewhere. Um, Making shitty gift. Yeah, true. It will unroll while armpit deep. Well, do it inside, Dee Dee, and tuck it under your bra strap. There you go. Plenty of pressure on that to keep the keep the sleeve in place. He's trying to put it in a polite manner. Oh, bless you, Barrett. I'm glad I can make you laugh a little. Have a bit of a chuckle on a Sunday. That's the main reason we're here, to have a bit of a laugh. There's generally very little very serious happens in these streams. The occasional fishy question gets answered, but other than that, it's just banter and having a laugh, mucking about, seeing where the stream takes us. If you want a real laugh, oh god, that's getting gradually turning into a mullet. And yes, I do have to tie it up when I'm at work. Yeah, we're here for fish. Yeah, it's the fish fam fishy stream where very little fish is mentioned. Usual down the drain, exactly. That's pretty much where my sense of humour where I live. Um, and knitting. Yeah, talked about knitting before. Knit one, purl one, drop one. Crocheting or crocheting as they call it. Bra is not worn for wet work. Ah, now you're getting me interested, Dee Dee. It was just a thought, because if you strapped it, tucked it under the strap, then it'd hold the sleeve up for you. And the bra would also stop you dunking, getting a pair of floaters in the tank, as it were. Tank tops and bobble hats for fish, that's another one. Or I suppose if it's a hot day, you can always lift them up and pop them over the edge and dunk them in the water to cool them down a bit. If you're of a certain size and shape. Well, it's like it's always wet. Not always. It's just, you know, the problem is, making ladies wet by nearly wetting themselves is not necessarily the way that most men want to make ladies wet. They are in Scotland. Damn weather. Good point. Good point. Well made. Yeah, and those Welsh ladies are even worse, Dan. They're constantly moist. I say that as I lived in Wales for a while, and it does rain every day. Well, it didn't rain every day. Some days we were in the cloud. Yeah. Soaked with rain and yeah, if the kid wasn't here right now, we'd do this catfish case. Straps or no straps, the girls get wet anyway. Fair enough. The old boob dip ain't gonna do you no harm. As long as it's not a cold water tank, because yeah, mind you, I'll give you somewhere to hang your tools, I suppose. But I joke about this, but I'm not too far off of that myself. So thankfully the weight is starting to come off, and the girls are shrinking. I knew this before I got on the scales because my bloody shorts keep falling down. Yeah, escaping tool hanger. Big tank, 400 litres, which is big enough. Plenty big enough probably for you to go swimming in, Marriott, I'd have thought. That depth, you'd probably stand in it and still get the girls wet. Oh, I can't remember which comedian was it. It's got to be from the 70s. I'm like, oh, I would like Chapelette pigs. You could hang your coat on them. I forget which comedian it was made that joke. Oh, are we getting dark? We are getting dark. Lights are turning down. Yeah, I say 400 litre is, yeah, probably time to stick your bathing suit on and grab a snorkel and get in there. Probably the easiest way of doing it. Same in Cumbria, yes. Still green up there, probably. Yeah, it was when I last looked at the map. Still brown here, though. I mean, despite the rain, there's the odd green bit showing, but mostly brown still. Oh, baby Shelley's having a squabble. He's got some kind of step ladder that goes up and over, and then you just go straight into the tank and do what you got to do. There we go, you see? Bang on 8 o'clock, the lights start going out. And that is me done for the day, or the week as it were. So, unless anyone's got any quick questions while I finish my ciggy. Yeah, take care, Alison. Add 100 litres of water on the floor. Oh yeah, obviously you put the siphon in and take some water out first, Marek, before you do the displacement. That's the one I keep getting wrong in the bath. Yeah, that looks good and deep enough, and then you get in it and the bath water comes up to like half an inch from the rim of the bath, or a centimetre. You're like, yeah, we're going to have to just sit still for a while it drains through the overflow. Okie doke. So yes, with that we'll say fare thee well, everyone. We'll put the ciggy down for a moment so we can do the usuals. Stay safe. Behave. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Have fun. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the super chats, Marek and Bob. Most appreciated. Peace out. And rock on. Oh God, I'm too old for headbanging. Oh Jesus, look at the state of that. See you later all.